Hey, welcome back. 19th century was considered as an European century. 20th century was considered as an American century. And 21st century is considered as an Asian century. But why? Let's find out. Covering 30% of Earth's land area with 4.6 billion people, Asia is the home for 48 countries. Asia is a highly diverse region with different economies, demographies, governmental systems, and geographical landscapes. There are 2,300 languages spoken across Asia with GDP per capita income ranging from $171 in Nepal to 65,233 in Singapore. Now, let's try to understand this 21st century as an Asian century, having a quick look at the recent past. After Second World War, East Asia was the pioneer for the continent's economic growth, and this economic growth underwent through three main developmental waves. And the first one was led by Japan. Japan's economic growth started in 1950s and it lasted until 1970s. The second economic growth refers to the four Asian tigers, and these four Asian tigers are consisted of Taiwan, Hong Kong, South Korea, and Singapore, lasting from 1960s to 1990s. And the third one was led by China, soon after China's reform and opening up, and the wave getting its prominence since 1990s until the global financial crisis of 2007. Having gone through these three major waves of economic development, this East Asia Pacific region has transformed themselves from a labor-intensive economy to a capital-intensive economy, and it has also been noted 4,300% of growth in GDP per capita during the period from 1960 to 2008, which has brought more than 1 million of Asians out of the poverty. And this economic transition of this continent in this last 60 years was unprecedented, and this has caught attention of the academicians, politicians, and economists, and then the term Asian century has been coined. So now we know what Asian century is. So next, let's discuss the four cornerstones which changed the gears of this Asian century towards acceleration and made it prominent. The first one is the global financial crisis, which was originated in the US in between 2007 to 2008, where extreme pressure on financial market and the banking system can be noted, and as an aftermath, we can also see a decline in the Western GDPs. During that time, US, UK, Germany, France, Italy, the prominent economies in the West have registered a negative growth in their GDP, whereas the Asian counterparts such as China, India, Vietnam, Indonesia, they have registered a positive growth even in the global financial crisis. The second building block of this Asian century is Belt and Road Initiative by China, and which was officially launched in 2013. Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, is a $1 trillion project which aims to connect China with the rest of the world by investing in infrastructure projects mainly such as transportation, housing development, renewable energy, technology, and many more. Hence, the BRI is one of the reasons that Asia is becoming more interconnected economically and politically and with the rest of the world. The 2016 presidential election in the US has also played a key role to give some prominence to Asian century. How? When Trump administration has taken the office in the US, it has pointed out the trade deficit with China and asking for more favorable terms in the context of trade. Hence, since last 4 years, many tariffs and restrictions were placed on China, and that was a really wake-up call for Chinese economy, which urged China to distance itself from the US economy and other Western economies. Moreover, Trump's withdrawal from WHO, Trans-Pacific Partnership, and Paris Agreement has also created a power vacuum, which is also a strategic opportunity for a country like China. The fourth building block of this Asian century can be this ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. This worldwide health crisis, which is arguably originated from China, has stopped most of the economies and made them bend their knees. However, there are some economies from Asia like South Korea, China, or Vietnam. They have shown a quick response to the pandemic and have flattened the curve by implementing countrywide lockdown, speeding up COVID-19 tests, promptly implementing travel restrictions. So this has led a more rapid economic recovery and less fatalities. In addition, India's vaccine drive, not only at home, also to the rest of the world, where India has donated millions of doses to other countries, is also a strong signal for Asia to debut itself in the world stage to showcase its efficiency in the governance, healthcare, and business. So, the future can be foreseen as the South and Southeast Asian countries like Bangladesh or India could continue to digitalize their economies via their policies, whereas Vietnam and Philippines, this region, could continue to produce more consumers, which will comprehensively help to accelerate the process of this Asian century. I would also be happy to understand your thoughts on the same. Thank you.